Hey everyone, and welcome to RTD Sessions, where we shine a light on the vibrant and diverse artists that make Chicago undoubtedly the best place ever for house music lovers. I'm joined by Alex Peace, DJ, MC, legend, with so many years behind and ahead of you in this game. Welcome to our show. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you for having me. It's terrific.
Absolutely. So let's get right into it. I want to talk about how you got started in this industry. But first of all, I want to know what your take is right now, because the music community has just been absolutely ravaged over the past year, to say the least. Like, what are your thoughts?
It's completely bizarre. This is unlike anything I've ever experienced before as an artist. I mean, the last thing that even resembled this type of weird vibe was when 9/11 happened. You know, everything kind of shut down, everything slowed down, the touring stopped. And I guess it's kind of the same thing. The only difference is that it just lasted for so long. Mm-hmm. And for, you know, independent producers, artists, even small business owners, it really took a toll mentally and physically, but it was also eye-opening, where it just exposed a lot of things, not just in the industry, but I experienced things personally where I feel it was eye-opening. So for me, I almost take it as a blessing. While I have friends who are business owners who really were affected by it, personally, this pandemic has just, I'm trying to find the right word, but I feel blessed to have gone through it and come out of it on the other side a little bit better.
Definitely. Do you feel like that's kind of, you're channeling that through your music?
Absolutely. I think before this pandemic, I was so focused on maybe trying to stay relevant or doing things to, appease an audience, where now it's like, excuse my French, I don't give a shit anymore. It's really about what makes me happy. So for me, making music is what makes me happy. And now I can make it because I want to make it, not because I feel like I have to.
That's a really interesting take. I mean, it was all about staying relevant in the beginning, right? Where's your residency? What shows are you playing? Competition was so high. And now you kind of see this shift where everyone's starting to work together. People are building brands, from nothing, and everyone's coming together and saying, hey, there's no competition. There's room for all of us at the table. And that's got to be really cool to see after you've just done this for so long.
Yeah, it's really nice. I almost feel as if it was a reset button. And now after everyone's hit the reset button, they're trying to figure out ways to excel. And because everyone's still kind of struggling, so to speak, I think finding help within the community, whatever you're trying to do, if you're trying to start a record label, or you're trying to make music, or you just want to DJ, any aspect, it's really great to be part of a community and grow with that community. And as long as you're putting your best foot forward and you're really doing it for the love of the music and not so much for the accolades and the the hype and the excitement, and it's there is none of that because everything shut down. So now you really have to refocus that energy to something more sustainable that you can channel, like you were saying, through your music or through your DJing or whatever craft or career you decide to do. It's really, like I said, exposed a lot of things where it's making you just think differently, and I think that's healthy for the industry, for the music community.
Absolutely. And I want to get back to that. But first of all, I couldn't write a list long enough of everything that you've done. And I kind of want to touch on these things. Now, you've notoriously toured with Bad Boy Bill. You've made music for so many companies and emceed. That's how you cut your teeth, right? You got into emceeing at a super young age. How did that all happen?
Oh, okay, quick story. It was my 18th birthday. Okay. I wasn't feeling well. And my best friend at the time was like, we're going out for your birthday. At the time, there was this club called Toto's. It was a teen club in Schaumburg.
Okay.
And we frequented that place every weekend. And I just was like, I'm not feeling it. I don't really want to go. He convinced me in going. I get there, the DJ Bobby D, another Chicago iconic legend, was like, hey, the radio personality didn't show up. Do you want to host the contest? And at the time, that was kind of the thing, not just playing music and people dancing, but doing contests, booty shaking contests or hot
course.
pot, like whatever it was.
That's still a thing on like Fort Myers Beach.
Yes, right. Yes,
They
exactly.
have not gotten out of that era.
Yeah, it's definitely a spring break thing.
Yeah.
So he asked me to do it. I did it. The club owner just liked what I did. He offered me a job on the spot, and that was the start of my emceeing career.
Wow.
And that was before I even really started DJing.
And you never knew it could take off like this.
I had no idea what it would become. I mean, from voicing commercials to writing jingles for B96 to hosting the B96 Street Mix. And I think it was 2009.
I remember.
Yeah, it was. It definitely took me on a journey I didn't expect. When I was 18.
Yeah, that's amazing. And one thing that, if I can say this, you are so nice, and you are so friendly, and it's just hard to find good people like that. I think in any, they say the industry, the music industry, creative industry, it's hard to find nice, genuine people that you want to work with and you feel comfortable working with.
Sure.
Why is that important to you? I mean, obviously, there's a reason you're like this. You could have a big head. You've done so many amazing things.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe my younger years, I didn't know how to handle the little bit of success that I got. I mean, that's just being immature and not understanding what you have in front of you. And I think just, maturing is really what it is. And ultimately, once happiness becomes your focus in life, you just do the right things to be happy. And part of that is just being kind to others, so that way they're kind to you, and maybe they'll share, maybe they'll pay something forward because you've done it.
Yeah.
Just with so much negativity that's going on in this country and the world on so many different levels, I feel like you can only kill it with kindness. And I think that's ultimately the answer. Is you just got to kill people with kindness, and hopefully that will spread.
So that leads me to my next question. With all of these festivals coming up this year, ARC's happening, amazing. North Coast, so excited. I got tickets to all of them. I don't know how I'm going to be in like 10 places at once, but we'll figure it out later. There's a lot of young talent getting booked, on stages at both places. Amazing. We're friends with a lot of them, and it's so exciting to see. These are some of these are DJs that became popular during the pandemic, and now they're stepping out into a world where it's like, okay, now it's it's
Sure.
the real world, real events. What's your advice for these young DJs that are just getting started? In addition to being kind, what can you tell them?
Stay hungry, stay humble, and just work your ass off. Because if this is what you want to do, it's very rare that you find success on the short road. So if it's the long road you're trying to take, and you really want to do this for a long time, even if you're not sure you want to do this for a long time, put your best foot forward, be kind, work your ass off, and enjoy the ride. I mean, for me, I was so focused on having a certain stigma or living up to a certain hype, but you just got to do it for the love, and hopefully that's enough, because like I said, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen next year. We do have some great festivals coming back to Chicago, which everybody can't wait, including myself. And before I'm a DJ, before I'm a producer, before I'm an MC, I'm a fan. So I will be there. Hopefully I'll see you, and we'll be enjoying some great music, either indoors, outdoors. I mean, I'm looking forward to, as a fan of music, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And Chicago has some great talent, where I'm excited more to see the Chicago talent than I am some of the other talent, because
I feel the same way.
You almost have this perception of what they're going to do. Like, you see them on Instagram, you see the hype. And, for me, I love those iconic names that they brought. They're all great. But for me, it's always about the underdog. That breakthrough artist. Like, who's going to put on a set that you wouldn't expect.
Right.
And let's see what happens.
Seeing my friends' names on those flyers brought me more joy than actually seeing some of the big talent. It's like, wow, I get to see them and my friends.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
Is there anything better than that?
I mean, not much. So, and playing festivals throughout my career, I'm excited for all the new artists that get to perform, and I hope they enjoy what they're going through. Like, don't get caught up in all the hoopla. Just enjoy the ride.
Totally. Totally. So, okay, so let's focus on you before we get to your set, which I'm so excited for. I can't believe I get like an exclusive set from you. It's a privilege. What projects do you have that you're excited about coming up this year?
I have a new collaboration that we're just completing with Brian Boncher, my partner at True Musica, and Jax Inc. He's a producer artist from France. We've had a couple releases. Our latest release actually got played by Eats Everything on one of the Defected live streams. So that was kind of cool. What else? We're throwing an event. I'm a resident at Drink Nightclub, so we're planning a huge Memorial Day weekend Sunday party, 3 different areas of music, trying to bring something to the burbs that you don't see. It happens in the city a lot, but it doesn't quite happen in the burbs. So we're going to try to do something along those lines. And then just in the studio, before I forget, I'm producing a vocal pack, which is basically myself doing acapellas at different BPMs for BPM Supreme as like DJ tools.
That's so cool.
I'm excited to do that. And
so, like, do you ever sleep?
You know what? Sleep is my #1 priority because, if you don't have a healthy body, you can't have a healthy mind. So you really need to get your sleep in. Try not to drink in this industry. I mean, drinking is an occupational hazard. It's so difficult. So
such good advice.
Drinking tons of water.
Yes.
And just giving yourself, that mental break that you need. Turning off the TV, turning off social media, going to the gym. Do something that just puts your mind at ease. Because once you're relaxed, then the best things happen. Like if you're in the studio, you're more creative. It's hard to be creative when you're hungover or tired. I'm saying this like I've done it for years. It's really kind of new to me because I've done my share of partying.
True.
Yeah,
I get on my partners all the time about drinking water. He's never drinking water. No one ever drinks water. And I'm over here. I'm taking like 10 bathroom breaks an hour, but you have to drink water.
You have to.
It is so underrated.
Yep.
Like, it's so underrated.
Absolutely.
So I'm really glad he's holding up his White Claw right now.
You got one for me? Oh,
yeah,
wait.
we do.
I think I stopped drinking, right? Didn't I say that?
You just said that. That's okay. We can cut that out. Well, thank you so much for doing this. We're so excited to hear your set.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.